Okay, we're back in session, or is this a brand new session today? We're back in session, okay. Ms. Hood, roll call, please.
Mr. Cressida.
Present.
Dr. Kitchen. Mr. Williams. Ms. O'Hara.
Here.
Ms. Bradley.
Here.
Dr. Montrose.
Here.
Mr. Wagner.
Am I like Levi also today on the screen?
You must be.
You see there?
No, I am,
Oh.
or was. Yeah, take that off. Welcome, everybody. This is our Commission for Independent Education meeting here on this date, November 19th, 2020, here at the Mission Inn Resort in the Howey in the Hills, Florida. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for the folks who are here in person coming out to the meeting. And I'd like to thank the people, try not to look at the ceiling this time. I'd like to thank all the folks who are connected through the internet with us so they could participate in the meeting. The last few meetings, having one-dayers, have been extremely tough. Yesterday, I thank staff very much for all their hard work doing the one-day meetings, but especially to the commissioners. One-day meetings are tough to get through. You have to be precise because we tend to get into consent agendas, and when you do consent agendas, you need to make sure every school is where you want them to be. And the commissioners, thank you very much for doing that the last few meetings, spending that extra time. So let's get started today. We're going to skip introduction of visitors. Mr. Ferguson, do you have anything to say?
No, I think we can get right into it.
Get right into it? Okay, let's get right into it. Non-degree institutional license issues, items 1 through 13. Thank you. First school is Ann's Helly Health Spa and Fitness Institute, Orlando.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
We have a motion by Ms. Bradley.
I'll second that.
Dr. Mato, second. Okay. Hold on one second here. I'm having a technical issue.
And I think, Mr. Chair, the pronunciation of the school is Anshali.
Well, thank you.
Anshali. Okay.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn.
Anshali. Thank you, Mr. Harris.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn, and I don't pronounce things the right way.
No, it's okay. I'm learning
Shall
from
we-
Mr. Harris, so.
Get me to the agenda, please.
Did you lose your agenda?
Yeah, it wasn't on my desktop. I could get it through this way, I guess. Let's get the things. No, I'm good. Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Broward Beauty Institute, Coral Springs.
Move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
A motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulheron. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I would like to add as a contingency for this institution, because they are rather new, and I'd like to see them get into some good practices regarding the reporting of their outcomes. I would like for them to submit to staff a the detail regarding the licensure, the professional licensure for their 6 grads. They only have 6 grads, and they're in electrolysis and permanent makeup. So it shouldn't be too hard.
Okay, they're on the phone if you'd like to ask them a question,
Oh.
or you just want to make that a contingency.
I would like to make it a contingency, but I'm happy to ask them about
I
it.
connect them.
Good morning.
Please take
Good morning.
yourself. Good morning.
Morning. Hello, my name is Samantha. Yes.
Yeah, this is Tony, the director of Broward Beauty Institute, and I have Samantha. She can answer the question, and we are here.
Does Samantha
morning,
have a
everyone.
last name?
Tony Hoyek.
No, Samantha.
Hoyek.
Samantha Hoyek.
Okay, thank you. Welcome both of you. Ms. Bradley?
Thank you.
Yes, I don't know whether, good morning. This is Nancy Bradley. I'd like to welcome you, of course, but I don't know whether you heard my request as a contingency, because you are a small school, a rather new school still. If you could submit to commission staff the actual licensure information for the 6 grads that are placed, we would appreciate that greatly. Any que-
Yes, back to our program advisor, we submitted which programs they've taken and where they are placed. So following completion of that program and getting that licensure, where they are placed.
Okay, so you've submitted where they're placed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you submit their license number?
Not license number, however, we do have those. We included in the placement what program they taken. So,
Right.
I mean, this is following that program, but we have their license numbers if you'd like that as well.
Right, yes, because electrolysis especially, I know the permanent makeup, they have to have a license prior to being allowed to practice on humans, and oftentimes that's while they're still in school. But anyway, the electrolysis especially, we would like to see the actual license number, because you don't have a lot of grads yet, and this is a good practice for your future record keeping. And then on the permanent makeup, I do have a question. When in the process do you have those students obtain the permit, the license?
We do the permit about 2 weeks prior because they need to do their bloodborne pathogens, which is a course. Then we apply through the state, and that will take about a week to 2 weeks to get them their license. So once they are in our facility, they are licensed so they could work.
Okay, terrific. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and have a great rest of the day.
You too. Number 3, Coral Springs Regional Institute of Public Safety at Martin County, Stewart.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulharen,
I'll second that.
second by Dr. Matos. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir, is there a representative from the school?
Yes, there is. Please introduce yourself for the record and welcome.
Hi, this is Liz Williams. I am the accreditation coordinator with the school.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, a little chilly, but we're doing very well here. Quick
Please send it this
question.
way because we're waiting for it down here.
Yeah. Quick question. You received KHEP accreditation and COE, KHEP in 2018, been a couple of years. Do you submit outcomes reporting to KHEP?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask us, I'm going to add as a contingency that you submit to the commission your 2019-2020 outcomes report, which should include your retention and placement rates, okay?
Yep.
Terrific.
Not a problem.
And obviously for the upcoming year as well, I think that those reports are due between September and November, so the upcoming report, if they can submit it as well.
Okay, is there any other contingencies or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying
Can I
aye.
ask a question?
Aye.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Number 4, Cruise Institute, Kissimmee.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Mulheren,
Second?
second by Dr. Matos. We have 2 gentlemen at the podium.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Introduce your name, please.
Antonio Cruz, Cruz Institute.
Okay, and you're the owner?
Yes.
Okay.
Morning, Dr. Jose Otero, Otero Consulting Group.
Okay.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I just had a question about the title, the program title, helper. I don't know if maybe this is part of the HVAC vernacular nomenclature, but could you change the word helper to maybe assistant or associate, or is helper a part of the nomenclature?
Actually, for for many years, the word helper has been part of technical titles, automotive, aviation, and things like that. In this particular case, when we first introduced the program, because of the hours, we were actually encouraged to use the word helper, and it's actually gone a long way as far as the response from the students.
Okay, no worries. I just was curious. Thank you.
So are you advertising this program?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Or you're advertising it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I can just
Go ahead.
pose a follow-up question to Ms. Mulheren. Good morning. 2 things. In your admissions requirements and catalog, you are listing Valencia College to take the GED exam. So do you have, no, I want the owner actually to, you're the one running the school, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, if you don't mind. So, do you have some sort of arrangement with Valencia College that you get,
Actually,
because you're listing Valencia College?
actually, the consultant, Dr. Otero, he can answer better that question because he's the one that found Valencia College to do what's the name of that? The pretest.
Are you the one who signs any contracts?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, okay?
Okay.
So, Valencia College, do you have an arrangement with Valencia College?
No.
Okay, so I am going to recommend that if you are requiring students to show any kind of testing for adult education for readiness into the school, you actually expand the language so that it becomes generalized, okay? And I'm going to make that as a contingency, all right? In the area of your program description, I'm going to follow up with Ms. Mulheren's question. What is it exactly that your students do upon graduation? What is the job that is designed for them to have when they graduate?
What they do when they graduate, they start to work as a helper with a technician in the field.
Okay, and how many years do you prepare them to be a journeyman?
Well, in Florida, we don't require a license of journeyman in air conditioning.
Uh-huh.
What we require to work in air conditioning is the 608 EPA license.
Mm-hmm. So then why is it that in your program description, you
I don't-
actually have,
I don't understand the line of questioning. These programs have already been approved,
yeah,
and we've already gone through this. So is there an issue there that?
There is
you
an
have-
issue because it's in the program description, and he just said that it really isn't.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
continue.
So in your program description, you're actually telling the students that they can become journeymen. If that is not the case, looking at it again, I would recommend that that line in the program description is deleted, sir, because it could be misleading to the student. That's all.
And that's as a contingency, right, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Matos? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ms. Mulhern, you okay with those contingencies?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 5, Florida Academy of Beauty, Orlando.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulhern,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair?
We do have somebody on the line.
Okay, great.
Please introduce yourself for the record and good morning.
Good morning. My name is Dan Yong-Nguyen. I'm the school owner of the Florida Academy of Beauty and Hollywood Beauty Academy.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Nancy Bradley. I have several questions for you, and actually, even though we've only called for the Florida Academy of Beauty, my questions also pertain to Hollywood. So when I ask you something, it really applies to both because the documentation is pretty similar for both schools. First statement, in our staff recommendation, staff has asked for you to submit documentation demonstrating that the placement rates are accurate, and I would like to put some detail around that statement. Because your rates are so high, I think that's very commendable. And based on the number of grads that you have from each program, of course, we don't have that information here, but I think that that is something that needs to be detailed, a program-by-program breakdown of the graduates, if they're, those employed to supply a license number or the ability to obtain the license number, the professional license, and then also as related to the financials, the tuition earned, a breakdown by program of the income from the last income statement. And because it's very general, it's important to know which programs are performing well as where the graduate, or the fact that the graduates are all working. Another issue that I found was there is a discrepancy in the program outline that we have regarding the tuition and fees for nail technology is different from what is published in your catalog. So I don't know if you can confirm that or work with staff to make sure that all of your published issues, especially relating to information that the students would rely on when they enroll, is correct and up to date. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Oh, yes, I have the lady here, her name is Tina. She's the school compliant, or she can answer all the questions for you.
Okay.
Tina.
What did he say? I can't
So
understand.
for the placement, for that part, we actually submitted we were working with Mr. DeSalvo, and we did not submit saying that we had 100% placement. And so since we actually switched school ownership in the last year, perhaps that might have been submitted from the last school, but it doesn't match what we had submitted in the last month. We can still submit a report showing what our placement records with are the detailed version of it, so that it can be accurately displayed regardless. As for the other parts where the tuition was listed differently, for that one we were going to contact Mr. DeSalvo so that we could change what it states on the CIE website.
Okay, yes, everything needs to match. Yeah, the placement, now this is for Florida Academy. Placement is listed as 95.92%. So it's not quite 100, but it's pretty darn close. And with the number of students that you have had in your institution, you probably have a significant number of graduates. So that's why we were asking. So if you just work with Mr. DeSalvo to get everything aligned, including the level of detail that he and his managers would deem sufficient, then that should work well for the contingency.
Okay, Ms. Mulhern, you okay with that contingency?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us. So that was for number 6. Was that 5 and 6 or just?
Well, the questions all pertain to 5 and 6.
Okay, so you don't have to.
Same owners,
Okay.
everything.
So Hollywood Beauty Academy,
Yes,
so it'd be the same contingencies?
same contingencies.
Okay, and so that would be your motion.
Yes, sir.
So a motion by Nancy Bradley,
And a second.
second by Lynn Mulhern. All those in favor signify by saying, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Miami Barber Institute, Miami.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulhern.
I'll second that.
I have a second by Dr. Matos.
Yes, sir.
We're in discussion. We have a gentleman at the podium. Please introduce yourself for the record. If you wanna-
Good morning. My name is Luis Castillo.
Welcome. And your position at the school?
I'm the president.
Okay. Are you the owner?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Castillo, I remember you came in front of us and you said to us that this was much needed. So how is it going?
It's going fantastic. We're having, obviously COVID affected, all schools, I think. But it's going great. We have about 70 students right now, and we're getting our first line of graduates this year. So we look forward to reporting those placements, hopefully. But yeah, we're doing a great job. It's incredible the demand there is for a good barber school. I mentioned the last time I was here that some of these beauty schools that have a barber program, sometimes their program's not up to par with some of the needs that the employers have. So we focus, on barbering only, and it's been great. There's a huge need. I know, and I hate to mention other schools, but Beauty Schools of America, I know, were closed down last year. And that has been, that opened up a real big need for the community to have licensed barbers. So we're happy to fulfill that need.
Good to hear, sir.
Thank you.
His enthusiasm is overwhelming. Like when you wake up in the morning, when your eyes open, like you jump out of bed and say, "I'm ready to go to work."
I absolutely love what I do. We help a lot of people that would otherwise not go to college or end up having some low-paying job. So I've been working with COE for almost 17 years. Believe it or not, in the school I used to work with previously for 15 years. So I'm very familiar with their process. I'm very familiar with the responsibilities that we have as a school to make sure that we actually make an impact. It's not just about the business. It's actually we serve people. And in Miami, it's a very hip place. The weirder your haircut is, the cooler you are. But we have a lot of fun. We have barber competitions. We celebrate Student of the Month. We provide a little haven, a little safe haven for a lot of students. So we're very proud of that.
Well, thank you for your enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
And you're right. if you take care of your students, the students will take care of you, and that's the business part of it. But it's all about the students at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's what I remember about you, that passion that you showed us.
It's
originally,
a secret. It's
so
a secret to every business. Take care of your
Very good,
customer,
very
and we believe that.
Good to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion for denial here.
That's great.
Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
That's great.
Is there any further discussion?
No, sir. Good for them.
And you are located in Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
In Dade County,
Yes, sir.
right?
The
Okay.
305. Yes.
I want to know, I want to visit your school just so that I can see how colorful, because it's got to be extremely
We
colorful
have an
in your
amazing
area.
looking barbershop. We have a great epoxy red floor. It's very, very, very nice. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 305. You're good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Gotta get a haircut there. Gotta get a haircut.
Why I asked that question was we had a school yesterday. They called it, I'm not going to say the name of the school, but in Miami. But they were actually located in Broward. So we had a little bit of an issue with that. So, great job. Number 8, School of EMS, St. Pete.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second?
second by Ms. Mulheron. We're in discussion.
Someone from the school, sir?
Wow, we're batting like 1,000 this morning with people. Good morning. Please introduce yourself for the record.
Good morning. You able to hear me?
Vaguely.
Yeah, you need to turn your volume up.
Let's see. How about now?
Okay, say something else, please.
Check, check. Sound check.
Okay, that's better. And I keep looking up at the ceiling like he's
There we go.
sitting on your
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, my name's Robert Stanley. I'm the Director of Education. I don't know how I'm going to follow that last one, though.
Okay. Well, welcome. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion?
I do, sir. Thank you,
Go ahead.
if I may allow. First of all, congratulations on your newly grant of accreditation with KHEP.
Thank you.
And so did you submit a letter to the commission on your accreditation? Do they have a letter of that grant of accreditation on file?
Yes, they should. We sent it to Mr. DeSalvo.
Awesome. So I'm going to request, because KHEP requires for you to submit yearly outcomes on placement and retention, and I know that a part of the self-study, you have to submit at least year-to-date where you are. If you don't mind, I'm going to request as a contingency that you submit specifically an outcomes data to the Commission for Independent Education, all right?
Yes, ma'am. I do have one clarifying question on that, if you don't
Yeah.
mind. Our accreditation is through multiple states, so do you want all of the numbers or just the Florida students?
Just the Florida.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, is there
Sir.
is there any further discussion? Ms. Mulheron, you're okay with that contingency?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Number 9, Southern Technical Institute, Orlando. 9, 10, and 11. Thank you.
We're taking them all together?
Yes.
Move to accept staff recommendations for item 9, 10, and 11, Southern Technical Institute.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second?
second by Ms. Mulheron. We're in discussion. We have 2 gentlemen at the podium. Please introduce yourselves.
Good morning. I'm Reed Allison. I'm the CEO of Southern Technical College.
Welcome and thank you for being here.
Bob Harris, you know him. He's doing a great job on the podium.
Yeah. He did yesterday. He had a lot of practice.
A lot of service. Appreciate it.
Yesterday, the attorneys were responsible for cleaning the podium. So
Okay.
did very well.
Okay, do we have any discussion for 9, 10, or 11? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Number 12, the Commercial Driver's License School, Miami.
I'll move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second?
second by Ms. Mulheron. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Is there someone here? No? All right. In the Exhibit 2 that we have, the institution had made mention of the fact that they were utilizing the forms for institutionally accredited institutions regarding their reporting for their outcomes of placement and retention. I know it's a minor thing, which form, and they may have just misspoke when they typed the form. They do have a list of looks like graduates and where they're working. I would expect that at the institution they have detailed records regarding the individual student, because they have quite they've had 600 and some students go through their school. Not sure how many grads they had, but there had to be a significant number of grads. But that when the next site visit is conducted, that we make sure that the institution is keeping the records according to the right questions, the appropriate questions as they appear on the CIE documents.
Okay, so noted as a contingency
Yes,
for the next site visit, whenever that may be.
yes.
Okay? Dr. Matos, Ms. Mulheron, you okay with that contingency?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything further?
That's it. That's,
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Number 13, the Florida School of Traditional Midwifery, Gainesville.
Move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second,
second by Ms. Bradley. Discussion?
Mr. Chair, I have a couple of questions to the institution. I know-
They're not with us.
Oh, okay, then probably I can make it a contingency. I know that in our packet, we have information about placement rate and retention, but obviously if in front of us, we have a school that is obviously, and I don't know if one is connected to the other, but previously, we have some concerns about their financial soundness, and they are reporting 100% placement. I really want to know, where do the students get placed? So that's it.
Okay, so noted as a contingency. Ms. Bradley, you're okay with that contingency?
yes.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, section B, application for extension of annual license, minor league baseball umpire training academy, Vero Beach.
Did you have a question on that?
No. No, sir.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Nancy Bradley. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Matos. I don't think Wendelstedt is
Because I
part of
take
this
it,
one.
I take it then when they finish the program, they become umpires? I'm just kidding.
It is very complicated.
Yeah.
And the number of years they have to become an umpire. They could go into collegiate umpiring, high school umpiring, collegiate, and to get to the big league or minor league, say baseball, but they only have so many years to get there. And I would have to say it's over 20 years ago. We were up in Tallahassee, and I don't remember the name of that hotel. This is when Dr. Kaiser and Sharon Rhodes was on the board, and Harry Wendelstadt, who was he's about 6'8", about 320 pounds, and we were in a room maybe half this size, and the door was just a single door. When he walked through the door, you lost the sunlight, and he was advertising that he was the world's greatest or best umpiring school. Well, Dr. Kaiser was challenging him on that. So he whips out letters from the United States, Japan, Australia, a few other countries. And so the board calmed down, this and that. So he, as an umpire, he turned around, started walking out. Dr. Kaiser opened it, said something else, and he just flipped right back around again. And it was over at that period of time. So, you never want to mess with a umpire. Yeah.
At that point, there were only two schools, one national and
Yeah.
one American League.
Right.
He had one, and the guy had the other. But Arizona and Florida are the only two states that have umpire schools that are recognized.
Yeah. So never forget that story. So anytime an umpiring school comes up, we always joke about it. So. Okay, is there any further discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I was going to say out, but that's okay. Yeah. Safe.
Application for annual renewal items 1 through 33.
Move to consent.
Have a consent by Ms. Mulheron,
Second that?
second by Dr. Matos. Discussion for consent. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. If you are on a consent agenda and you are approved via consent, please don't go right back to your schools and make the changes. Please wait on the letter from the commission because there might be contingencies. Okay, Ms. Mulheron, would you like to pull any?
Number 12. And that's it.
Dr. Matos,
None.
Ms. Bradley,
Yes. Number 3, number 6, number 19, and number 22.
okay, for approval, we will have items 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 through 11, 13 through 18, 20, 21, and 23 through 33. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
a second by Ms. Mulheron. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, Computer Coach Training Center, Tampa.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulheron. We're in discussion.
Do we have someone?
Please introduce yourself. Good morning, and please introduce yourself for the record.
Hey, good morning. I'm Susie Enrici.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had just a simple question, and actually it will be a contingency. You have really good outcomes with your retention and your placement. I would ask that you provide a little more detail to staff, work with, is it Jason? Jason, work with Mr. Bowman on providing the detail regarding the employment. If you can provide per program the student information regarding actually where they are, and if there's any programs that didn't have graduates, be simple enough just to put together a spreadsheet. So we have a confirmation statement, but with the number of programs that you have and your numbers are really good, I think it warrants some more detail.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. That was it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Ms. Mulhern, you okay with that contingency?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Number 6, Doxa Academy, Melbourne.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Nancy Bradley,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We have nobody on the line with us.
Nobody on the line? Okay. Well, this institution appears, I'm looking at outcomes. Their outcomes provided are good, but when you look at their actual testing, it's not where it needs to be. They do have an academic plan that they've included, but I believe that they should work with staff, and this will be a contingency because their students are being hired from their externships, and therefore they may be working, but they haven't tested, and so the student is, in my assessment, the student really, in order to reach their full potential and to excel in the occupation for which they've trained, they really need to test. So I would ask that the school work with staff to find a way to either build in the testing fees so that the students can be registered to test as they're leaving school, because it seems like, or some other way to motivate them to test. There has to be a way to get them to test because they are ending up working as nursing assistants or home health instead of nursing assistants, the program for which they have trained. So, so once they start working, sometimes when they get hired from their clinical, then, well, I'm working, they lose the momentum to study, and so therefore the test never happens. I'm sorry that there's no one here from the school to kind of discuss this, but I trust that the school will work, looks like Brady, with Mr. Lyon to work on a plan to improve the outcomes as they relate to the programs.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Matos, you okay with that contingency? Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 12, IT of Central Florida Vocational School, Orlando.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Mulhern, Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I pulled this one, and I don't think we necessarily need to speak to with the school. I did read their letter about placement and retention, that it is accurate at 100%. With 284 students, that's really outstanding. Just curious, when we did our last site visit, and for the next site visit, could we just double check their records and make sure that we're counting those correctly?
The last site visit on here is September of 20, right? And it was closed out on 10/6/20.
Okay, and
That was
was that
recent.
a part of the standard site visit to check those records?
Mr. Ferguson?
We did,
Yes.
okay, so, great, well, that's outstanding. We need to figure out how to learn more from this school, but I know the programs, one of the programs is really short. And they did have a really great letter explaining the 100%, so, no contingencies, thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 19, Pro Nails and Beauty School, Orlando.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
One sec.
And they are here. Great.
Good morning, Commission. My name is Trang Nguyen. I am president of Pro Nails and Beauty School.
Good morning, Commission. Brian Vu, Vice President, Pro Nails and Beauty School.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning. It's good to see you too.
Yes, like always, to you too.
Yes, great. So,
Do you have a motion yet on this?
move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulheron. Now we're in discussion. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. Again, your outcomes, as they always are good. I would ask that you supply as a contingency an accounting of the retention per program, because 100% can't do any better than that. So if you could account for per program to the commission and work with Callie to get the format that would work best for her. So that is my only contingency.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Mulheron, you okay with that contingency?
Yes.
Very good. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Sorry, aye.
Motion carries. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you so
appreciate
much.
it. Number 22, QM Career Institute, West Palm Beach. Anybody, Joey, can you take a picture of that, please? That could go into our CIE Hall of Fame.
I'm on it, Peter.
Smile for the camera, Mr. Harris.
While you're doing that, is this school in the
He did a good job.
You are our record now, Mr. Harris.
Okay, we're on number 22,
Yeah, QM.
QM Career Institute. They are located in West Palm Beach.
Yes, I think there is somebody on.
Good morning. Please introduce yourself for the record and welcome. Are they on mute?
muted?
Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, good morning. My name is Consuelo Valladares. I'm the school president.
This is Natalia, Student Services.
Hello, it's Juan Carvalho. I'm director.
Okay, well, welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. This is
Morning.
Nancy
Good
Bradley. I wanted to follow up with you on your candidacy with COE and what was happening in that regard.
We're actually preparing for our final visit. It's going to be on December 7th. That's when we're gonna meet, with the team. We're gonna go over everything, and we're gonna have the final inspection then.
Did you say December?
Yes, December 7th, ma'am.
Okay, so it's coming up.
Yeah, it is. We're
Is
working
it-
like busy bees.
Is it going to be a virtual visit?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, great. And I trust that you'll keep this commission informed of how it goes.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, thank you. That was
I
all
don't know
I
if
had.
December 7th is a good day or not.
Yeah, I know.
Since it's
Pearl
Pearl
Harbor.
Harbor Day. May I?
Rest assured, though, we will not be doing any virtual visits.
Right.
We'll be there.
May I have a motion?
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Nancy Bradley, second by Dr. Matos. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
great
joining.
day.
Thank you for joining us. And as
Thank-
chairman, I'm going to invoke the Judy Rogers rule. Yesterday I did it 40 minutes late. Today I'm going to do it on time, and we'll take a 10-minute break. Okay, application for license by means of accreditation, we have none. Annual review of license by means of accreditation, we have items 1 through 17.
Then, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos for consent,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulharen. Discussion for consent. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries for consent. Ms. Mulharen, would like to pull any?
None.
Dr. Matos?
0, non-selch.
Ms. Bradley?
None.
Okay. Chair will take a motion for approval of items 1 through 17.
So move, sir.
A motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulharen. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. F, application for program approvals, modification, items 1 through 3. The first one is Heritage School of Midwifery and Natural Health Sciences, Northport.
I move to accept staff recommendation, sir.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second?
second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion, and we have 2 young ladies at the podium. Please introduce yourself for the record.
I'm Christy Hicks, Administrative Director of Heritage School of Midwifery.
And I'm Kristen Shookman, the Executive Director of Heritage School of Midwifery.
Okay, welcome.
Very quickly, so your credit hours remain the same. I don't have the old program. What exactly changed in your new program?
We have a few minor changes in the number of credit hours to a few classes after we did a review. But the biggest change is that we want the ability to provide some classes online so that students can come from all over the state.
Gotcha, so it's modality, okay. I don't have any further questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there any further comment, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Next one is JT's Cuts Academy. I know he's not here because I haven't seen his car out in the parking lot. JT's, if you're on the line, please introduce yourself for the record. Are they on mute? Okay, we'll continue anyway. Chair will accept the motion.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Bradley. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Dr. Matos. Questions? Discussion? Maybe he's watching Judge Judy or something.
You know, this does go to last year's legislation, so.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us, JTs. Number 3, Merino Campus, Fort Lauderdale.
Move to accept staff recommendation, sir.
I have a motion by Dr. Matos.
Second?
I have a second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion.
I think I had a question about the, give me one moment, sir. No, I don't, okay.
They're on the line, I think.
They're on. I just want to say what this campus is, what Merino campus is doing for these students is just excellent. You don't realize unless you have it firsthand. And I had some family members recently move in, and can certainly see, I wish we had a Merino campus up by where I live, but to see what a difference a campus like this can make for, children who are challenged, who are trying to have a normal life. So I just wanted to make that comment. We have no questions, but introduce yourself for the record anyway.
Yes, good morning. This is Catherine McCulloch. I'm the Executive Director of Institutional Compliance, and I do greatly appreciate your work and your support. It surely is rewarding.
Yes, I can imagine that. Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us this
Thank
morning,
you.
Catherine.
Of course. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dan Marino and I went to University of Pittsburgh for a little while.
What's that?
For the record.
Wow.
Dan Marino and I went to University of Pittsburgh for a little while. Just so, I want to brag about that for just 2 seconds.
Failure to comply with clerk order. We have one, Angel Technical Institute Nursing School, Bradenton.
Move to accept.
I'll second that, sir.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulheron, second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion.
Mr. Chair, if I might, what we, on that staff recommendation, the very last sentence, if you would, let's remove that. It says shall cease and desist enrolling and advertising immediately, and it would just be an orderly closure. They've requested to do a train out themselves, and we'll do an on-site visit to ensure that they have adequate resources and facilities to do that, and report back in January, see where we are, but it would be an orderly closure.
Okay, we have a change in staff recommendation. The last sentence being deleted.
Yes.
Ms. Mulheron, Dr. Matos, are you okay with that change?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For the campus, we'll do an orderly closeout. Is there any further discussion?
I just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you resolved the whole thing with the orderly closure. Do we know about how many students are affected at this time?
I really don't. That's one of the things we're going to find out.
Okay.
It's a low number.
A low number. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for extension of provisional license for 1 year. We have Chick Image Academy, Tampa.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The second one is Florida Healthcare Academy, Miami.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion. And let the record show that Mr. Williams has joined us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. I apologize.
Not a problem.
Just make sure he stays 6 feet apart from me over here.
Earlier in the meeting, I was you up on the monitor. So
My best version.
you never looked so good.
Well, at least I had hair.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion for extension of license, items 1 through 16.
Move to consent.
A motion by Ms. Mulhern for consent,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. Discussion for consent. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Ms. Mulhern, would you like to pull any?
I have none.
Mr. Williams,
I have none.
Dr. Matos,
I have none.
Ms. Bradley.
None.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion for approval of I, motion for extension of license, items 1 through 16.
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulhern. We're in discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries for approval of items 1 through 16. Motion for third extension of license. We have Sacred Heart International Institute, Deerfield Beach. And this would be their third one,
This
right?
will be their last one, January, end of January of 21. Also, I think they show they have an issue with the Board of Nursing also, so we'll have to, between now and then, if they don't meet all the contingencies, we'll take a look and see how many students we're talking about and what we can do.
Okay. Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulhern. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion for request for extension of time to comply with contingencies, we have none, that was K. Substantive change approval. We have 4 schools, is that correct? Okay. The first one is Chancellor Institute, Margate.
Move to accept.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulhern.
I'll second.
And I have a second by Ms. Bradley. And we have Mr. Harris at the podium.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, we also, I almost called you yes, Your Honor. Almost. We also have Dr. Scott, should be on the line.
Okay. Welcome, and
Good
please
morning.
introduce
Good
yourself
morning,
for the
Commissioner.
record.
Yes, Dr. Tamesia Scott, owner.
Welcome.
Mr. Chair.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning. Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, your online attendance policy was very clear, so thank you so much for that. With your synchronous model, can you explain
Yes,
how
ma'am.
you're planning for that to work? Are you using Zoom? Just walk us through how you're planning the synchronous model. I didn't see a description of that in the summary.
Okay. Ms. Mulhern, we currently have LPN, or practical nursing, which is synchronous, and we use Neo LMS, and we've been utilizing it for 6 years. So we pretty much plan to implement the same LMS online delivery model that we've been actually utilizing for the past 6 years. That's really been working for us, and we received institutional accreditation by ABHES this past August.
Okay. Great. I don't think I need any more detail. Thank you very much. And then I just wanted to mention that your Lauderhill contract expires next month, so just happened to notice
Okay.
that. If you want to make sure that's
Okay.
updated. But I don't have anything else. I thought everything else looked fine from the online.
you.
I have a question regarding their new program for nursing. How how much of the nursing program will be in a hybrid model or online?
Hybrid as far as for the online, Mr. Crescido, you're talking about for the online component?
Yes.
Oh, okay. For the online component, will be no more than I think it's about 45 to 48%, and then all of the clinical will be more residential.
Okay, so the gen ed classes will be online and your core classes
Yes.
will be residential?
Yes, we pretty much have those core classes residential. That is correct.
Could she repeat that? I didn't understand.
That wasn't clear. Can you please repeat that?
The general education courses will be online only, and then we will have the core nursing classes, and the clinicals will be performed on ground.
Okay. I'm understanding that properly, right? That the core part will be on ground.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He said the clinical parts will be, the clinical courses
Right.
are going to be on ground. That's what she said.
Right, and the core
That's correct,
classes.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Good luck.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Number 2, CompuMed Vocational Careers Core Pioneer.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Bradley.
Second.
Second by Ms. Mulharen. We're in discussion. So we're accepting the annual review. Once all the contingencies are met, they'll be going back to license by means of accreditation. Okay.
I don't know if this is the one.
Is there any discussion?
I just want to make a comment.
We have somebody on the line. This is for items 2 and 3. Ms. Bradley, Ms. Mulharen, was that your intent to include both of them?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be great.
Please introduce yourself for the record.
Robert Bonds, I'm here representing the company. And Dr. Timothy Campaign, the DON of the nursing program.
Can you please turn your volume up and talk slower?
Yeah, Dr. Timothy Campaign, Director of Nursing.
Okay.
Okay, my, my comment doesn't go with this new program, but it is on our summary sheet. We have the annotation of the ACCSC institutional accreditation dates and indicating 2012 to 2022, and that is not. ACCSC will be a 5 or 6 year max. So when is your next renewal of accreditation?
2022.
Okay, so when was your last grant?
2017, I believe.
Okay,
That's more accurate.
yes. It's just, we're looking at something that didn't look consistent for ACCSC. So we have that cleared up. Thank you, sir.
Who developed your nursing program?
Dr. Timothy Campaign, DNP.
Okay, are you going to do what's your entrance requirement?
We're using the T's, but we're also following Galen College's admission process.
What's your cutoff for the T's?
58.
Okay, and are you doing general ed first
Yes,
and then the core?
correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, just one comment.
Go ahead.
They need to rename the courses if they're not participating in the common course numbering system.
Okay, so noted. List that as a contingency. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Here you go, brother.
Motion carries. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. All right, go back online now.
Number 4, KOE Barber Academy, Lakeland.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
A motion by Ms. Bradley,
Second.
second by Lynn Mulheron. We have nobody on the phone, internet, cyberspace.
Mhm.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. M, branch campus applications, none. N, name change, none. O, agent training programs, none. P, institutions ordered to appear back before the commission, none. Items 1 through 7, application for provisional license. The first one is 160 Driving Academy, Jacksonville. (160), can you please introduce yourself for the record?
We're here. Sorry for that.
He probably has the.
Two mics in the same room.
Can you introduce yourselves for the record, please?
Sure, this is Steve Gold, the founder of the 160 Driving Academy, and I'm here with Tom Sakos, our Chief Financial Officer.
Okay, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Move to accept staff recommendation, and can we take 1 and 2 together?
Yes.
So that motion is for both.
Thank you, Ms. Mulheron. Do I have a second?
Yes, sir.
A motion by Dr. Matos. We're in discussion for items 1 and 2.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ms. Bradley.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. I do have a couple of questions regarding regarding scheduling of students. How do you typically do that? Scheduling them for class.
Sure. We start a new cohort every Monday across all of our schools nationwide, and we would do the same here. So typically, students who want to get their commercial driver's license obviously are looking for jobs in a rapid way, and the course is only 4 weeks. So we'll start a new cohort as soon as somebody's enrolled. They have a drug screen, they have a DOT physical approved, their enrollment paperwork is complete. We will enroll them in whenever convenient for them in the next available class.
Okay, do students move is this linear, like a new cohort, everybody starts together and finishes together?
Everybody starts together in fashion for this program. Certain students learn at a different pace. So we have some students who, no one's going to get out before 160 hours. So everyone is required for a minimum of 160 hours. Some students who require additional time because you can't get your commercial driver's license until you actually pass a state exam, as you may know, with the DMV of Florida. So some students who don't pass are going to get recycled and keep on going. We don't charge any additional costs for any student requiring additional hours. So students who don't finish with their classmates are going to continue on in the program until they are successful and pass the course, and get their commercial driver's license.
All right, because I was looking at 160 hours in 4 weeks is a pretty tight schedule. So if I understood you correctly, if someone cannot accomplish all that, all they need to in that time, you will allow them more time at no additional cost. Did I understand that correctly?
It's correct, and we do that the same way across all of our 90 schools across the country.
Okay. All right. So if someone, that goes to my next question, then if someone is absent for whatever reason, then they can make up the time and the work. Is that
Absolutely.
correct?
Either an absence or leave of absence, or it's going to happen where someone's parent is ill or sick, or even COVID. Now people are going out for 2 weeks, coming back, and they re-enter with, the same exact curriculum where they left off, and they keep on going.
Okay. And then I did have another question regarding your graduation requirements. On page 9 of your catalog, it's about in the middle of the page, and you have a paragraph about students must maintain an average of 70% or above on all classroom quizzes and practice tests and must pass all state examinations in order to receive a course certificate. Does that also include the final exam where they would be ready to go out and apply for their license?
That, just so for clarification, that receiving all state examination is the licensing process through the state of Florida.
Okay. So
that's what that refers.
So in other words, when someone graduates, they will, I don't know what the licensing process is, if they test first and then have to do a second step for a license, or if that's all in one step. But
those are synonymous. In our world, in our company at least, those are synonymous things. You can't graduate until you're issued a commercial driver's license by the state of Florida. So just like when you were 16, someday we all took driver's ed. We might have finished the driver's ed curriculum, but we didn't get our driver's license until we went to the DMV and they physically issued it to us. In our world, that's how we define it. You don't graduate until you get your driver's license issued by the state.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to make sure I understood. All right, great. You've explained everything that I had. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Number 3, Abundant Life Nursing School, Mount Dora.
Mr. Chair, while that's coming up, I would just ask that we make sure that any agreements we receive from our members or applicants, that it's already endorsed when it's in our file, or we acquire an endorsed copy.
Okay, so noted. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
STEP Medical Teaching and Learning, DBA Abundant Life Nursing School, Mount Dora. Please be, if you're not here, being from Mount Dora.
I was actually excited because I never came to Mission Inn before.
Oh, okay.
So I have Tia on the phone, and she's representing STEP Medical, and I'm here with Abundant Life Nursing.
Okay. Name?
My name is Patricia Allen.
And what position?
I am the administrator.
Okay. Welcome.
Hello. Tia, are you on the phone? Can you hear?
Yes, I am.
Can you hear Tia?
Slightly.
Can everybody hear her? Can you hear her?
No.
No, not at all.
Tia, can you speak louder?
Yes, I'm here. If you can just tell me, I guess, what's being said. I'm having a hard time hearing.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulheren. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion.
I'll start. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. So the STEP,
Yes.
that institute, the STEP, the first institution.
Yes.
Also, your corporate is STEP, and the first institution is called STEP.
Yes.
So STEP, is it still located on Orange Blossom Trail?
Yes.
It is still located there, okay. Are you going to be sharing faculty or equipment or any tools?
Yes, initially.
Yes, initially.
Okay. The clinical sites, how is that going to work? Are you sharing clinical sites or?
Did you hear?
Yes, so we are sharing clinical sites, but we individually have contracts per location with the site. So we're not having to go at the same time.
Okay, so you are sharing some clinical sites. All right, so with that said, one contingency would be to redo the charts, the clinical site charts, so that you have a separate chart for Abundant Life and a separate chart for STEP because of the distance that students will need to travel. It's going to be different. And something over in Orlando is going to be a lot farther for the Mount Dora students to get to. So that is something, and then we'll make sure staff goes through those and matches them with your agreements to make sure that we have all the,
No problem.
everything correct. That was one of the main things that I had, was about the sharing.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Okie dokies. Number 4, Evolve Beauty Institute, Palm Coast.
Move to accept staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
I'll take a motion by Dr. Matos,
Second.
second by Ms. Mulheren. We're in discussion. Ladies, thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Beth Tardif. I am an administrator and educator at Evolve.
And I'm Adrienne Delinky, the owner.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
So that's like a specially designed mask with the little sparklies on the front of it and everything?
It's always a conversation piece.
Okay, even here.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Yes, sir, may I?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So you're located in Palm Coast,
Yes.
and the commission had asked for a clarification of your square footage. Can you kind of describe for us where the school is going to be located?
It is inside of Office Park. So it's its own area. So there's different entrances for different parts of the school. So it does have an entrance for where the students come in. So they have their own classroom. And then there's a facial room for the facial students, and then a nail room.
Okay. Do you
also.
Okay. Do you currently have a salon there?
There is a working salon there, yes, but it's separated by the doors.
So I'm
I
looking.
mean, it's not, there's like an accordion door for where the skin room is.
Okay,
and,
so I'm looking at the diagram.
Yes.
I've got that pulled up.
Yes.
And we have the big hair room.
That's the salon.
That's the salon.
Mm-hmm.
And then the skin room.
Yep. That is going to be for the facial
Facials.
students.
Your
Mhm.
front office, your break room.
Yep.
Okay, classroom.
Yep.
How many people would?
But we're looking at, we've done little trial runs there. So we can do 10 people, 4 nail students, 4 facial students with instructors.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then the nail room looks large.
Yes.
So what do you have in there?
There's pedicure stations and nail stations in there.
Okay. Have either of you have experience?
Yes, I had instructed at Ciao Academy.
Okay. Are you an owner?
I'm the owner.
You're the owner of this school, but what about
No.
No affiliation?
No affiliation.
Okay. See, I thought I remembered your name, because I think as an instructor, your name
Yes.
would have been on documents.
Yes.
Okay.
So in order to get into the largest part of the facility, the students would have to go through the nail room.
They would come through where the classroom is. There's a door there.
That says nail room.
There's where it says hall.
Yes.
That's where the students enter.
Okay, I don't see an entrance from the outside going into that room.
Yeah.
It's deceiving.
Yeah, it is kind of deceiving, but there's a hallway, and that's where they would come into the classroom.
Okay.
There.
There's 2 separate entrances.
But then they would have to walk through a classroom to get into the main part of the place.
Well, it would be nail students that would either come in through the main entrance where the nail room is or the classroom.
Okay, what happens if there was class in session in the nail room or the classroom and you would have students come?
We have it set up so that where the classroom is for class time is in the morning, and then all hands-on is in the afternoon. So the classroom would not be an issue.
Okay, so they would have to use a different door at different times of the day.
Not necessarily. If everybody isn't a student that's coming in, they're coming in through the classroom,
From the hall.
from the hall.
Good luck with that. Now, do you have room for expansion there? Because 925 square feet is not a lot of space.
Not in that particular area, but we do have other offices that are in that. We're the only ones in that hallway, excuse me. We're the only ones in that hallway. So if we needed other rooms, we could get them.
Okay.
Just have one follow-up.
Go ahead.
Regarding the salon,
Mhm.
and I'll ask this to the owner, is your salon in the same facility? The same spot?
Yes. Oops, sorry. Yes.
So you're operating your salon now in the hair room?
That is the hair salon. The cosmetology class will be held at night. So the salon will be closed.
Okay.
So they're doing 4 to 9 at night for the
Okay.
cosmetology class.
All right.
So at that point in time, the salon would be closed.
The salon will be
Okay,
closed.
so the salon is really the hair room.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sorry
Gotcha.
about that.
Then you said there was accordion doors that separate.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you plan to have a student clinic?
Yes.
Okay.
that which clients would call and make appointments so that we could regulate how many people are there at one time.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be following.
Sure, absolutely.
And of course, I know we'll have a site visit as soon as we can get one scheduled.
Okay, great.
Yes, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I was just going to say, with the site visit, can we make sure and have an updated rendition here? Because the hall doesn't have windows or doors on the drawing.
Yes.
It looks like a fire hazard the way that it's shown here. So if we could just have updated drawings, that would be helpful.
Smart.
Of course.
Does Daytona State College have cosmetology and barbering down there?
I think they still do, but it's very, it's not scheduled, it's periodically
I
scheduled.
was noticing one of their instructors is Daytona State. I didn't realize they were still doing that.
Some, but it's very limited.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Number 5, Ocean Point Dental Academy of North Florida, Jacksonville.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
Have a motion by Ms. Mulheron,
I'll second that.
second by Dr. Matos. And
It does say entry level.
Ocean Point, can you introduce yourselves for the record?
Dean Carlson.
Can you please turn your volume up?
Dr. Richard Dean Carlson.
Okay, welcome.
And
And Bruce Vermeulen, a consultant for Ocean Point, assisting with the application.
Okay, so you're not an employee of the school, Bruce?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we need to change that on the contact. Okay, we have a motion and a second. It's opened up for discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for joining us today. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Number 6, Tampa Bay Aesthetics Academy, Tampa.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Ms. Mulheron,
I'll second that.
second by Dr. Matos, and we have a representative. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Galalis Infantas, and I am the owner of Tampa Bay Aesthetics Academy.
Okay, so the House of Beauty Bar.
Mm-hmm. I also own a House of Beauty Bar, which is a permanent makeup and lash extension salon, in which I have 2 locations in Tampa currently.
Okay. Where does the bar come in?
House of Beauty wasn't available on the on Sunbiz, so I added the bar. It really is nothing.
Okay, that works.
So
like
you
it.
serve wine.
Yeah.
You have a back bar.
Yes.
Okay, in the salon where they put all the products, that's called the back bar.
Exactly.
So there you go.
For the
Thank you.
skincare.
That takes care of the
Thank
bar.
you.
Yes, I do know a little about hospitality.
That's really where the bar initiated from.
But
yes.
if they serve wine, that's fine too.
Okay, discussion.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
So you have disclosed to us that you own, you have 2 salons, and is the proposed school going to be housed in one of the salons?
No, it would be its own location,
How close?
12 minutes away.
Okay,
From
so it's a
our-
completely separate address and so forth?
Yes.
Okay. And have you operated a school before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And your motivation?
I'm just passionate about what I do. I love teaching. Currently, I train students to get a certificate to be able to apply lash extensions or do the permanent makeup, but I can't license them. So this was my motivation, to be able to tell them, you can come to school, you can get a license, and you can also certify in these areas in which you're interested in.
Okay, so what you have been doing, were people already licensed coming
Yes.
to you?
Yeah.
As what?
Licensed facial specialist or cosmetologist.
Okay.
There are some times where I have to turn someone down if they're not licensed because they can't apply the extension.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And is that part of what you do? Are you a continuing education provider through CE Broker?
Nope, not
No.
currently.
Okay. Well, I think that's the fact that you're pursuing this, it's a lot safer for you as well, to make sure then that everything is run through us and your graduates will be registered through the DBPR. Okay, that clears it up for me.
Okay, is that-
I do have one question. Have you had issues with bow and arrows and bazookas?
I don't deal with them.
Well, in your weapons policy, it says that no knives, guns, pistols, rifles, bomb materials, bows and arrows, bazookas, stun guns, fireworks, or anything else.
I just like to be specific.
Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty specific. I guess.
If you see somebody walking up with a bazooka, run. Keep your head low.
Absolutely.
And make sure you outrun the person with you.
I've just never seen that.
Yeah. Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
TI Institute, Orlando. Bob, when you get home, Libba's going to say, you're going to start doing more housework. Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved, sir.
Motion by Dr. Matos. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second by Ms. Bradley. We're in discussion for TI Institute, Orlando.
The only question that I had, Mr. Chair, was,
Is there somebody here? Is there somebody here from that institution?
about
Anybody online? Yes.
Hello?
Hello, please introduce yourself for the record.
Yes, this is Joanne Tolentino Polanese with CIE Institute.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I have one question.
Yes.
What does TI stand for?
Well, it's my last name, Tolentino Institute, so it was initially going to be Tolentino Institute. We just abbreviated it to cut it short.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Mr. Chair?
Ms.
Just
Mulhern?
had a question about the financials, just concerned that there's not enough for starting a school and a program.
Hold on 1 second.
No, to sustain it as well.
7, 8.
So, ma'am?
Do you have another school?
So I am the daughter of the J&J Healthcare School, which is Florence Colony, but I don't have another school. This is going to be my first school.
Because I see financials in here from TI Institute, Inc. from January through December 2019.
That was because at the beginning we were doing MEDCA prep courses, but we stopped doing that.
Okay. Do you already have equipment for the school, or?
Yes, we do.
Because it doesn't show on your financial statements anywhere.
Okay, I apologize. The equipment list is actually located on the outline, the medical assistant outline. So everything that is on the medical assistant outline, we already purchased. And it's already at the location.
Okay, make sure all those purchases go through your company so they're reflected properly.
Okay.
So they're reflected properly.
Yeah, and just looking at the forecast, they're looking at, when is your fiscal year is defined as what? What months?
January to December.
Okay, so your fiscal year 2020 is about to end, and it's showing that you had a forecast of 122,000 and change. So I'm assuming that's not going to be met because you're just now in the licensure process.
Yes, that's correct.
So are you going to adjust that for FY 2021?
Yes, that will be adjusted.
Okay.
They have attached personal financials, one for Joanne and then one for Florence and Joanne.
And Jonas Polonies, yes.
That would meet the financial stability.
Okay.
I think what they did was they just carried forward the financials from the training over to the application process.
Right. Okay.
Any further discussion?
I just wanted to follow up with her on the location.
Go ahead.
So, good morning, Joanne.
Good morning.
Now, how close are you in location to J&J?
J&J is about, I would say, 20 minutes away.
Okay, so your street address is, you have to refresh my memory on what street is J&J located?
J&J, they moved there on Lake Eleanor, so that's closer to Sand Lake. We are currently located on South Orange Blossom Trail.
Okay. So can you put that in miles?
I would say about, I'm not exactly sure. I would say about 10 to 15 miles.
Okay. All right. Well,
And in Orlando, that's like
yeah.
far.
Yeah, it all depends on what time of day and where the construction crews are. All right. Well, that clears it up for me, and I just wanted to just check with staff, Mr. Smith, that you all have received everything that you've asked for regarding additional information, clarification, J&J, and the new school, and all of that, all the details.
Yeah, of course, we have an on-site visit contingency.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we had a previous school that she had applied for, or her mother had applied for at this location.
Right.
And I think we denied that application.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to make sure that this is a separate
Okay.
institution.
Right. So, yeah, so there is an on-site as a contingency here, so. Okay, well, that's all I had.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you and good luck.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. We'll take Roman numeral 2, 3, 4, and 5 together.
Move to accept?
Motion by Ms. Mulharen,
Second.
second by Dr. Matos. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're in the comments of commission members, and I would just like to say this will be our last meeting of 2020. Thank God. I want to wish you all happy holidays
Can we leave it present?
and Thanksgiving next week, and then the religious holidays in December, and a Happy New Year. This has been a strange year for staff, working remotely. It's been a strange year for the commissioners. We had a few meetings that were virtual, but I had to go to Tallahassee. I just want to make that on the note. But like I said yesterday morning, if you ask me what was last month, I would say it was March. I mean, it's been like a blur ever since March 13th. March 11th, they called it a pandemic. Well, I know that date. That's my birthday. And on March 12th, I was actually supposed to be in Wuhan. So I'm glad that trip was canceled in January. But it's been one heck of a year for everybody. It shows that people can change, that people can adapt. It shows how important technology is. A lot of our schools, especially who offer online, were, I think, a lot better equipped than our sisters and brothers in the public sector. And we're able to keep the students in school and matriculating. It's just been one heck of a year. And I just want to say thank you to the staff out there, to our schools. Our schools, complied extremely well with the different letters that Mr. Ferguson and staff sent out. We had very little hiccups, this impacted everybody. And then with the impact of K-12 on our students, you have to remember the average age of our students are 27 to 33 years old. They have children. And then with schools being closed and schools being held from home, schools had to adapt. And I've been using that word a lot lately. And, sometimes you have no other choices. But from my heart, I just want to thank staff and also the commissioners. Everybody worked extremely hard this year to get through all the bumps and with this COVID-19, and hopefully beginning of the year we'll see some changes. But thank you to everybody. Truly appreciate it, Mr. Ferguson and your staff. have has done an incredible job. I mean, working remotely and the details with the licensure review process has just been over the top. So thank you. And any other comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair, and thank you for saying that. I definitely echo that. I'm sure all the other commissioners do too, but I wanted to specifically thank our technology team because they have done an amazing job with all of the virtual meetings as well as the meetings the last couple of days, making sure that we had the technology we needed for completing this meeting, and also to our new cleaning service company led by Mr. Bob Harris. And we do have that archive now for the CIE history books with the photos. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Mr. Chair, if I may. I think the one thing that I want to say, well, first of all, I don't know about all of you, but I miss Carl sitting, sorry, no pun intended, but Carl, if you're watching, we miss you. But I know that you're doing
He's not watching us.
well, just in case, I wanted to put that over
He's
there.
done with us. He's moved on.
Not only do we miss Carl, but I also miss the beautiful faces that are in that corner, looking at us and making sure that if we have any question, they had the right page open so that they could answer any of the questions that we had. So, staff, if you're watching us, obviously, on behalf of all of the commissioners, we really truly miss seeing you here. With that said, I have to say that the staff, with all of the hiccups that we have experienced, they keep on getting better and better. They have done an outstanding, extraordinary, above and beyond their call of duty work in putting together these agendas. Like Mr. Cosito said earlier, going through a one-day agenda is pretty tough. I can't imagine the staff putting together an agenda, putting together the analysis and the recommendations to make sure that we not only have thorough review, but a speedy review with everything that we have done. So I cannot, this is the season to thank, so I cannot thank you all enough for the work that you do. Commissioners would not be doing their job if the staff from the Commission for Independent Education Office would not be such a dedicated team of individuals. Well said.
Well, on behalf of the staff, I appreciate it, and it proves that someone who is smart enough to hire people smarter than themselves, it works out. So I'll take credit for being smart enough to hire a bunch of folk who are a lot smarter than me, but the dedication that the staff has shown is incredible. I mean, it's just, they've done a wonderful job and continue to do a wonderful job. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the Commissioner's Office has been very supportive of our commission and has been very supportive of us. So they do a lot of thanks also. So, but thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Williams.
Max Hedgrom here. I think we're the only ones that remember him. But I would like to thank Mr. Ferguson, our executive director, Susan Hood, the whole team, for just excellence in service to the state and work product for this commission. You know, I say it every year, and it's still true this year. You know, I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners. You know, every time I think I have it figured out, you guys are teaching me something new. I'm learning from you as we go. And I think the entire niche is learning from you. And I've always said it, you know, I don't know any other agency or commission where you could go and get free consulting advice from experts. So thank you all for being so dedicated, so diligent in your service. And Bob, I don't know if Bob is still there.
He just ran out when he heard you start talking, so.
Oh, that's why he did me. Okay, I got it. You know, Bob, thank you for your leadership in the niche, challenging us. We don't always see eye to eye, but it's an important part of the process. You're not only serving your clients, but you're also providing service to the state in each and every time you communicate with us. So thank you for that. I love you guys. Be safe. Have fun. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Each and every holiday. I wish you all well.
Thank you.
I'm the only one left. And all I want to say is I hope to see everyone here in January.
Here, here.
Yes.
And to follow
So-
up on that, it's the 26th and 27th.
All right.
Say what?
The 26th and 27th of January.
Okay, it's not on my anniversary.
And that'll be here, Mission Inn?
Yes.
Okay. Motion?
All right.
Thank you, everybody out in the audience who are hanging out with us.